Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Shadow Box Large with Slate Indoor-Outdoor Wall Sconce. This is the 302604. There are other sconces that are in the Shadow Box family that use Slate too. Check them all out. The cool thing is the Slate's actually coming from where Hubbardton Forge is. They are in the Slate Valley of Vermont. That actually is the southwestern part of Vermont that borders New York State. And a lot of towns on both sides of the border share in that whole Slate thing. A lot of Slate towns. Slate Valley Museum is over there, so if you guys ever come up, you should check it out because it is very cool. Okay, let's get into some of the information about this. Though 21.2 inches tall, coming in at 7.5 inches wide. The projection, that's going to be the distance from the wall coming out, is only coming out 4 inches, which means this is ADA compliant. ADA is Americans with Disabilities Act that says that a sconce can only come out up to 4 inches or below to be ADA compliant. So it can be used in lots of applications like schools. It can be used in universities, restaurants, hotels, apartment buildings, condo buildings, all kinds of public spaces. And this is a really good candidate for that because it's just a good piece that nobody can really get by. It's also very beautiful too. It's also great for applications in people's residential homes, like hallways and stairways, because it's going to shoot light going up. It has a socket also shooting light going down, so it's going to eliminate things like stairs and hallways really well. Okay, moving on, let's talk about the back plate really quick. 4.6 by 4.6. It's going to go over your 4-inch junction box. This is what you guys have at home. Mounting height, distance from the bottom of the fixture to the middle of the outlet box. We're going to call it junction box again. 5.5 inches. I want to show you a little bit more information about that, and how we do it is we look at the installations sheet. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over that side of the screen. Midway down you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations, instructions, PDF. Open that up for me. It's going to show you a full parts list. There's not much to put together on this. There's a back plate, there's a piece of glass, and the fixture itself, so it's super easy. But it's going to show you lots of information as well as technical drawings of the back of the fixture. A lot of people want to see that and where this goes in relation to all that. Okay, you're also going to notice there's a piece of cast glass, clear cast glass. It's going to sit on top of the housing for this guy that's pointing up, and that's going to keep rain from going into this. Okay, so now that we're here, why don't we talk about this? And then one little other thing, it's 7.8 pounds all in for the fixture, so it's not dramatically heavy, even though it has slate on it. So good to know. Okay, now let's talk about what's going on. You got 2 of these that you're going to be using. These are medium base sockets, good old-fashioned sockets we all grew up with, which means easy to get bulbs for them, nothing too tricky. One is facing down, one is facing up. They just screw straight in. If you want to stick with incandescents, old school incandescents, remember you have 2 of these, you're going to be doing 60 watts in each of them, one up, one down. That's because of the heat generated by an incandescent bulb. If you want to go LED, that's fine too. The bulb that you're going to be using in this is going to be called a A15. An A15 is a slightly smaller bulb than the A19s we all grew up with. These are commonly used in places like ceiling fans and garage door openers and refrigerators. They tend to be a little on the smaller side, but they pack a pretty good punch. If you want to go LED, you can find these in a 40 watt equivalent very easy, 60 watt very, very easy. A little harder to find in the 75 watt, but I managed to do it. I think it was on Amazon. So you can get 75 watt equivalent out of both top and bottom if you guys want to go there by doing just a little bit of legwork online, or you can even go into a hardware store like Ace Hardware or True Value or Home Depot and probably find the same thing. Okay, another thing is the color of the light coming out of this. We talk about it in every video. These bulbs and LEDs are going to be offered to you in a lot of different ways. They're going to be offered to you in 2700 Kelvin, that's super yellow. They're also going to be offered to you in something called daylight. Daylight sounds like it should be a warm light, but it's actually not. It's actually a white light. It's a bluish white light, and that's kind of on the colder side. That's going to be 4,000 to 5,000 Kelvin on that Kelvin scale. In the middle of all that, what we like to use in our showroom is this. It's actually 3,000 Kelvin. It's soft white or warm white, and that's what we like to use here because it mimics the light coming out of an incandescent bulb, and we all like that. This can be used inside quite easily. You don't have to just use this fixture outside. And the cool thing about it is it's a dimmable fixture with no problems at all. You just want to make sure that when you guys are buying bulbs, if you're using it inside, just pick up dimmable versions. Hubbardton Forge only uses aircraft-grade aluminum to make their outdoor fixtures. Aluminum holds up the best in incredibly harsh environments. When you're out and you look up in the sky and you see all those jet airliners running around up there, those are all made out of aluminum for a reason. And part of that reason is it holds up great, like I said. It also forges beautifully. It holds finish beautifully. It doesn't rust. Remember that. It's very important. And they're virtually indestructible when they're all finished. So how Hubbardton does it is they take the fixture itself, they're going to wire it up at the top, they're going to put a wire at the bottom, they're going to send a current of electricity that's going to go through this fixture, making it positive. And they put it into a spray booth with a picture of the woman next to me. You can see she's spraying finish around it. And because it's positive, it's going to adhere to every nook, every cranny, the top, the bottom, the whole thing. After that, they're going to take this and they're going to move it into an oven. That oven is going to melt all of that down and create a very hard shell. So it makes it, again, virtually indestructible. So they've also tested these things in these wind chambers. So they take the fixture, all covered in that epoxy powder coat. It's going to go into that chamber. They're going to shoot salty seawater at it at high velocity for hours and hours and hours, just like you were at the beach and you have like a hurricane coming in, which to me is going to be pretty much the worst environment you're going to run into. So after they tested these and found out that they hold up incredibly well, Hubbardton Forge offers basically the best warranty in the lighting industry. And you can see that on the page for this. So if you scroll down a little bit, there's a link, and click on that and it'll show you the entire warranty and how it all works. Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.